So here's something I never thought I'd admit to in a video. I really like romance in movies.
Did you get it?
So in case you're wondering why I'm a bit off schedule here, considering I usually post on Fridays, Nando V Movies decided to do a repeat performance and get a bunch of YouTubers together for a massive collaboration called One X-Cellent Scene, where everyone talks about their favorite scenes in X-Men history. And obviously my brain immediately went to First Class, X2, Days of Future Past, and Logan. My whole group chat, when asked for scene ideas, gave me First Class, X2, Days of Future Past, and Logan. And to absolutely no one's surprise, the One X-Cellent Scene playlist, linked below, was nothing but First Class, X2, Days of Future Past, and Logan. But then I noticed an outlier. Blue from Overly Sarcastic Productions did a video on Deadpool's introduction, and that really got me thinking about one of my favorite scenes in the Deadpool duology. Yes, out of the Wolverine trilogy, the original X-Men trilogy, the quote-unquote prequel quadrilogy, and countless other pieces of X-Men media, I want to talk about the goddamn Deadpool movies. And while I have some problems with Deadpool 1, Deadpool 2 just about fixes every problem I have. No, it's not as iconic or maybe even as good as the first. Some of the humor was dated when the movie was released.
George Michael was right. I'm never gonna dance again. Fuck. He's dead too. Means we still have Bowie.
Mr. Paul, David Bowie is still with us.
And it's even more dated now. Some of the special effects are a bit lackluster. And it feels like a mistake to try and both upscale and downscale the stakes and conflict of the first movie. But I didn't come here to rag on Deadpool 2, I came here to tell you that this stupid little franchise about the guy who won't die actually has a scene, a stupidly small scene, that actually gets me misty-eyed. As per my embarrassing opening line, I actually really like romance in movies. Not romance movies per se, but love stories and narratives that aren't explicitly about love. The Amazing Spider-Man 1 and 2, the Raimi Spider-Man movies, some of the X-Men movies, and even elements of the Dark Knight trilogy all display some, at the bare minimum, pretty decent romances. And these usually help to emotionally ground some of these stories, at least for me. As we all know, Deadpool 1 is a self-proclaimed love story, and that love story carries over into Deadpool 2. It's because of that love story in Deadpool 1 that when Vanessa dies in 2, we feel it hard. Sure, Vanessa was never super developed or interesting, but we like her because Wade likes her because we like Wade. So when Wade goes on a tear of suicidal depression, we understand why. Throughout the movie, we see him occasionally die and go to quote-unquote heaven, but he's unable to reach her. And the visualization of this, of a guy who cannot die being locked out of heaven, is actually pretty fascinating. His heart isn't in the right place, and when we hit the end of the third act, when he finally acts selflessly, not because he wants to be with Vanessa, but because he genuinely wants to save Russell, we're ready for Deadpool to die. I'll admit, it goes on a touch too long, and some of the comedy takes away from a genuinely pretty powerful moment, but the overall impact of the scene isn't lost on the audience, especially audience members who recently watched another beloved mutant die. Fun fact for those of you who were previously unburdened by this painful piece of knowledge, the same piece of music, Don't Be What They Made You, plays for the deaths of both Logan and Wade. Even in death, Wade is determined to rip off Wolverine. And as Wade gets his last quips in, and as he lets go of life, we get to one of my favorite moments of hope and happiness, genuine happiness, in any movie ever. As Wade steps into heaven, we see his scars fade away. All his pain, physical and emotional, just vanishes as he and Vanessa see each other again. And for a brief moment, we see the Merc with the mouth, absolutely lost for words. But as that gorgeous dreamlike lighting and glare would imply, it isn't meant to last. For once, we actually see Vanessa's heartbreak that Wade can't stay, which is exactly what we've been missing from her in every one of these scenes throughout the rest of the movie. And as Wade turns to go, they speak one of my favorite exchanges of dialogue in a superhero movie. God damn it. Other superhero movies have had lines that make me feel emotion, other X-Men movies have had lines that make me cry like a bitch, but not a single superhero movie comes as close as Deadpool 2 to making me feel this tender? Oh, and the scene is set to an acoustic version of Take On Me, and if that doesn't just break your soul, I don't know what will. Maybe it's because I recently got into a new relationship, maybe it's just because I'm a big romantic dope. But if I keep getting scenes in superhero movies that will make me this tender, I'm gonna keep watching. especially movies associated with the X-Men IP, as this is something they've always excelled at. Taking relationships established over the course of a series, and flipping those relationships on their head to give us some of the most tendering moments in superhero cinema. Hell, even their movies I very much am not a fan of manage to pull this shit off to some degree. Whether those relationships be romantic, platonic, or familial, X-Men has always given us some of the best relationships in superhero cinema. And these relationships have given us one excellent scene after another. Okay, and that is my one excellent scene. Keep in mind, the only reason I am doing this is because, the last few times this happened, with like Lessons Animation Taught Us, one marvelous scene, Star Wars Defined, I just was like not really in it all that much in terms of making YouTube videos, but now that I'm like getting better at it, I figured I'd give it a shot. If you're new, if you're just discovering me through the one excellent scene, or if you just, wanted to watch a video about Deadpool 2, please like, comment, and subscribe. Especially subscribe, because for some reason my influx of subscribers has slowed down. And if you are new, I've got 2 videos that I posted in the last 2 weeks, and I got 2 more coming up. I got a video on Doom Eternal coming this Friday, and the week after, I got a video about Batman vs. TMNT coming up. And as always, I have a SurveyMonkey poll in the description that you guys can vote on my next video, which will come eventually. So I think those upcoming videos are going to happen. And then because the Avengers game beta is launching soon, and I pre-ordered on PS4, I'm going to try and do a video, like just my quick thoughts on that. And then, I don't know, probably I'll do a longer review when the game, fully comes out and I've had time to experience all of it. And then I'll do whatever you guys voted on, and maybe some other videos in between. In any case, as always, this has been Come Here Films. I've been Steven, you've been awesome, and I'll speak to you guys later. Peace out.